Well, I've decided to do a little live stream, impromptu, spontaneous, because I was in my garden and I'm reading this amazing book. It's called The Only Planet of Choice, Essential Briefings from Deep Space. As a mind-provoking, mind-opening experience, this is written by a PhD academy, James J. whatever. It is, the transceiver of this is Phyllis V. Schlemmer, and it's a wonderful book. And I bought it for myself on the July the 8th, 2011. I had just moved that year, and I lived somewhere else than where I live now. And I had already bought a hardback of the same. I had to order it from America, I remember it. And I don't know what prompted me to buy it, but it did. And then I bought a second one, which I had totally forgotten about. I'd lent the other one out. And it fell in my hand just the other day. And it's quite extraordinary, synchronistically, because this was published, No Zipper, it's my dog. Published in the first edition was 1993. It was written, I'd say, all through the 80s. And it became very relevant for me because my ex-husband was very much into politics and so on. And there were quite a few things in there about Israel and about Palestine, which suddenly becomes very, very relevant. So I haven't all read it yet again because I've only found it the other day. But I read you what it says. The Council of Nine have stated that while other planets do have choice, the consciousness is collective. Only on Earth can a being experience individual choice. Now, I'm very good friends with Magenta Pixie, who does these wonderful panels. The Magdalene panel, I loved it, and last night she channeled, had a conversation with two amazing music therapists and so on, so I haven't listened to all of it yet, but it resonated right from the beginning. And Magenta's father, like my father, loved Mario Lanza, so we have quite a resonance there with our respective fathers. But this is not about my father, as much as I like to talk about him. I am going to read out of this book, quite far on, because this is all really fascinating, but we're coming to terrestrial affairs, you know, making a difference. It's called chapter 18, making a difference. They're asking actually for a global meditation. This is way back 93, right? But never mind, I'm just giving this here right to start from the beginning because I have been noticing meditations, global meditations at this time. So the requested time is for 18 minutes, coordinating with 2100 hours in Israel. The local time in America, US West Coast would be 11. 1400 hours in the USA East Coast, 1900 in the British Isle, and 2000, which is 8 p.m. in Europe. Selected day is Sunday. The 9 requested at least once a month. A minimum of 12 people get together. On other Sundays, if that is not possible, a minimum of 3 people would be required. We are asking to keep our arms and legs unfolded during meditation and to enter our meditative state in complete love, harmony and peace. Well, because this is almost 30 years ago, or it was written more than 30 years ago, we are at a different time now, but it seems to me that the time is far more significant to me now, because it seems as if we're on a very big threshold, particularly this weekend. Here in the UK, they're wanting to introduce masks in shop from the 24th of July, which I thought was very odd timing. So I'm just simply going to read. I'm going to read pages 242 to 246, and then I'm going to read page 247 and 215. Why? Well, just because they struck me for this time now. So this is 1990, yeah? John, he is the quester, the person asking the question, and Tom speaks for the Council of Nine. John, yes, it has been said in the past that the process of change and growth has to take its natural and somewhat slow course, and I feel that this time of great change particularly. Tom, we have not the time that has been set by men. All the souls that have existed and now exist at this time, and those that are in the spirit world surrounding this earth, have had their time. It is their selfishness. It is their egos, their self-pity, their physical desires that they refuse to relinquish. They have had the time. They know within the core of their soul and their very being that they've had the time. It is their ego that prevents them from change and progressing. If we would permit this, this planet would plunge into darkness, and it would take the greatest portion of the universe with it. We have given this planet more than sufficient time. In truth, we have given this planet and those that exist upon this planet more time than we have given the souls that exist upon other planets. We cannot give more time. The time that we have given has not been used in a productive manner, but to feed egos again. All people have potential. If you take a jar of oil and try to take it in, it does not taste pleasant, and you may take a jar of vinegar alone, and it is not pleasant. But if you mix the two together, then you have take it in, and you take it in, it tastes refined. This is what you must understand about those with whom you work. John, thank you. That's beautiful. Tom, what we explain to you now, we explain in all truth and sincerity. This is for all those who proclaim to be in the work. We wish you to understand that this is not possible for any people on Earth to escape responsibility for planet Earth, in order to do what they say they must do. It is not possible for them to be of any service if they look after their own interests only. Remember that all those that come to you from distant lands on Earth and would say to you, I have left all my responsibility, I left my desires and all that I've had, and my mother and my father and the children, because I've come here to work for God. They are in error, because they cannot be working for God when they do not accept the responsibility for those that are close to them. They may in truth think that they do. It might be a true person is dedicated to what she or he believes is a dedication. But you do not remove yourself from what you are responsible for by doing it in a manner that causes friction or great hurt to someone else, because you are the responsibility for the soul of that person. We wish to explain an earthly condition to you. You in truth have more understanding of the density of the earth than we have. We created the earth, but we have not existed upon the earth. Those that have incarnated upon earth many times have more understanding of the weakness involved in living on earth. When we say this, we speak of relatively evolved souls. We attempt not to flatter you. We speak the truth of the position and responsibility of evolved souls. These people are teachers in service, for they have greater understanding of service than many that are in service. John, two difficulties we have with this subject of evolved soul is the dangerous feeling of elitism that it can create in some people involved in this work. And if you are applying this notion of evolved souls to the members of our group, the strangeness that group members should have all come together at one time. It is not strange, Tom says, for it is now the time. There has been great suffering amongst all of you in your past. In your previous lifetimes of service, there have also been great failures. And there have been many that have come at this time that are now experience great failures. It has taken great suffering to have reached this point. It has taken a long consideration amongst all of you to arrange to return at this point. It has taken great stamina for all of you to remain in your life situation to bring you together. And there are many others like you. Please explain to service on earth that each of them has given all that is possible to be upon the planet at this time or another. And in your situation, in not being world leaders, but in suffering, in despair, in anguish, you are not different from more ordinary souls. All that exists at this time on earth have suffered in greatness in the past, though some have also been in great joy. John asks, would that imply that amongst anyone on the earth would have an identity that you could name from the past, one which would be recognizable? Tom, not at this time, for there are millions upon millions of souls. Those that are gathered as service now are those that were gathered also in the past to raise the evolution of the planet. They are now gathering again to evolve the planet. The council say I have created difficulty in a system of belief. John, well, the difficulty is not to give the impression that any one person is any more special or has any more special cosmic function than any other. Tom, all people have a great cosmic function. It is important for you to relate that each has a responsibility to each other and to the universe. They have come from many other planets and they have served on other planets. They are now here to help Earth, but also because of the attractiveness, the density, the physicalness. They have become entrapped in planet Earth. Perhaps they will recognize that in themselves. Tom, that was your decision. If you had the memory, would you then be able to relate to the experience of souls on Earth? John, probably not. It seems that there was a sort of subconscious guiding thread that bring us together, that remembered the past that we had shared. Tom, he's from the council. It was your choosing. You're not here by accident, in your accomplishment, in that which you will accomplish for the purification of the planet Earth. If you choose to be reborn upon the planet in your next life, you will then have memory, as those that exist upon other evolved planets have memory. Andrew, he's another one of the questioners. We humans on Earth seem to have difficulty in keeping to our commitment, in respect of inner resolutions we make. How does it affect you when someone ends up not doing what they said they would do? Tom, we look over your scene and we choose that. We choose that we think are most beneficial to the work. They make commitments. They think within their hearts and they verbalize that they are making commitments. But we cannot truly interfere when all of a sudden the commitment does not want to be made. This has been the problem for thousands of years with this planet. Andrew, yes, I'm beginning to realize that. They will do that which does not interfere with their pleasures. Andrew, I'm well aware of it, and I think it makes you sad, because it is for the benefit of humankind on Earth. If we ourselves cannot help each other, then it seems to me a very desperate situation as far as the future is concerned. Tom, we understand why you humans have difficulty with commitment, and we understand that we ask you to do many things. Then at times when things do not happen, you understand why they do not, but others do not understand. People expect us to perform miracles for them. We can only do so much. We need your physical energy and your minds on your planet. That is very important. Andrew, I hope to convey this to others as I get a deeper knowledge of this. Tom, you have worked with us for many, many years without proof. For this, we are forever grateful. Andrew, I seem to be in a strange position where I don't have dreams, I don't have visions, I don't have insights. Tom, you have a knowledge inside. Andrew, I seem to go on what's called faith. I guess it may be knowledge, but anyway. Tom answers, knowledge is faith. Some people have a great desire to please us, but if in pleasing us it brings sorrow to them, then it does not please us. And if such a person is not in a position to bring forward clearness of complete commitment, we have great understanding, for we understand the nature of the earth. We have said to you that there will be times of sorrow and times of despair, but they will be in the minimum, not in the most, and it will only come at times when there is a drain on your energy from those that surround you. Your commitment, if it is true commitment, will bring the song of the universe within you. It will cause you to walk in the light of love and to walk in lightness. If amongst any of you there is not understanding of this, then we should ask that you be clear with yourself about service. If your commitment is clear to the extent that it fills you with love, with joy, and with the universe, and with the music of the universe, by verbalizing that commitment, it adds to it. For all those forces who are in agreement with you will be strengthened by your joy and will surround you with the purest of love. But if your commitment brings not joy but sorrow and anguish, and not pleasure, but only a wish to please us, by verbalizing that reservation dissipates it. And those that love you may give you the strength to filter it and to understand. Verbalization in love gives you strength and gives us strength. To be an ostrich, to be not reviewing, it is better not to serve the universe. Your motivation at all times must be highest. Your purpose and direction must be as clear as it is possible in the density of your world. Your generosity, your love, your heart, your joy in life must expand to touch others. There are no teachers for all our students. There is an exchange that is given, and when you give yourself, if it be your physical, mental, or emotional nature, if you give out that energy to touch and expand to others, what you receive is 100-fold. That is the secret of growth, the secret of expansion, the willingness to give yourself completely without question, but at the same time knowing not to give yourself to fools. You know that there are upon planet those that you call fools. They are there to see if you are willing to give yourself to a fool. That is their position. Only one who is willful and forces his way forward gives to a fool. We must tell you also that zeal is futile. When you transfer what you know and become aggressive with this, and try to insist that other people should agree and understand, you are then creating a problem for yourself. You know who you are. It is often beyond people's comprehension, or it can activate their fears. You must be very careful to maintain balance and love and understanding. You are not special, though in truth you are, but that does not remove responsibility from you or give you special accounts in the physical world. There is no way that you can help others if you do not understand the joys, fears, sadness, despairs, loves and angers of the people that exist in the physical world. In truth, you are to master people. You are to master these things, but one who calls themselves a master escapes from them. A master masters those things which exist among them. That is the difference between a master who does not claim to be a master and those that claim to be masters. If you remove yourself from the physical world, then you have no temptation, no anger, no joy, no love. And by removing from the world, you can easily master those things because there's no temptation, no touching of other things. You cannot transfer your beliefs or feelings to another. You can only plant a seed. And you cannot condemn others for the manner in which they live. You can only attempt to show them. Without being the highest example, they will not listen. Be gentle with people and drop a seed, and we will handle the rest. We will handle the rest, they say. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just so wonderful? I made these myself because YouTube always takes them off. After this, there followed a discussion with a guest who had asked for guidance in his teaching of others. Page 247, capital 18. There are no teachers. If you understand that principle, then you understand much. When one sets himself up as a teacher, then they set themselves apart. We, the Council of Nine, are not teachers. The Nazarene was not a teacher. All are students together in the universe, and when one has an exchange with another, then that is called a teacher, often is taught. That is what the exchange is about. Another word needs to be utilized in your language. Yes, we mean there are no teachers of the universe, you understand? Though there may be a teacher of a musical instrument. You see, it is now the time in the universe of planet Earth that people must learn for themselves. The time of teaching, such as religion or another person's idea to another. What is only needed in these times is the guidance. There are all means and methods and facilities of exchange of information to the far circles of the Earth. In times of past, leaders and teachers of Earth felt that the mass of humankind were not capable of thinking for themselves. At this time of the forwardness of Earth and of the acceleration that has been intensified upon the Earth, even that which you would call knowing is being impregnated with the energy field that are awakening the innermost voice within, and understand fully that there are no teachers, only facilitators. I really like that because I always call myself a facilitator. Then it's page 215. Yes, understanding, recognizing that there is a connection between the microcosm and the macrocosm. I feel that human unity during the course of this difficult period has taken a battering. I think that there has been some damage to the collective solidarity which grew in 1988 and 1989. This was published 1993. This is a truism, Tom says from the Nine. What is important in these times is setting aside one's own self and becoming a unity. If one is not able to do that, then there must be consideration of ways of creating more understanding. There must be great consideration. It is a simple law, and that is the golden law. John says, do unto others. Yes, do unto others as you would wish to be done to you, and take into consideration all cultures, all personalities, and remove ego Become a true selfless individual or nation in times of need for planet Earth, in unity and togetherness. Know this, all the civilizations that are in conjunction with the 24 are in readiness to help. It is time now for humankind to reduce competition with each other and to emerge as one unit of joy. That will take time, effort and love. Most importantly, it is based on trust. The trust that there are in the universe those beings that are there to help you. And also is the unknown God. It is important to know that you must trust. You will be directed. Also, at all levels in consciousness, you must trust yourself. Recognize the importance of understanding this and the necessity for generating this trust about yourself. It would be foolish of us to tell you that all that exists on planet Earth are equal, for that is not true, with one exception. You are all equal in that you come from the same source. In the manifestation of your physicalness, however, there must be those that are leaders and those who bring out the best in others. For there are those who wish to be led, and to attempt to force them to be leaders when they do not have the environmental, physical, emotional, or mental capacities to do so, puts them in a detrimental position. Therefore, you humans must support each other, love each other, have respect, but be aware of those elements of humankind that are not in the highest state of evolution. They serve their purpose also. This does not mean that some are special and some are not. And what was the other page I wanted to reason? 247. 247. I've already read that. Well, I'll give you a flavor here. Then an exchange concerning personal faith. Albert. As a Christian, I'm disturbed by the influence of other Christians who criticize those of us who have a more mystical, meditative approach. Do you have any guidelines on this? Surround yourself with the white light of protection, with the universal consciousness that is Christ. Ask for direction and guidance, and above all else, ask yourself, what is my motive? Do I do this for gain? Do I do this for exposure? Do I do this to be different? Do I do this for barter, money? Do I do this so I may be someone in my world? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, then you are open for those to misguide you. If your motivation is only for love of humanity and to bring about peace upon this planet Earth, and you are able to be happily in silence with this, not to brag about it, not to speak about those places or energies that have been used, then all good will come of that. They give wonderful lessons. Everything I said, I spoke for them. But I have had many more inklings over the last 4 or 5 months particularly. And I think people who are feeling and knowing about these times, then I can tell you that this was written 30 years ago and they thought it was high time. Because as this amazing lady said at the New Earth project, which I've been watching, in order for this corona and this effect of a total global lockdown to happen, 4 elements had to be in place. And the first of these 4 elements was that people have been dumbed down quite a lot through the television and mainstream media, which seems to have started in earnest since the 1980s. So be aware. I felt compelled to do this. I don't really do impromptu live streams, but I have noticed on Facebook recently, I watched a northern guy, I have forgotten what his name is now. I posted him on my timeline. He was speaking right from the heart, very hard, harsh, because he must have been somebody who understands about what was going on for a while and feels compelled to speak out loud. Now there are amazing people around who've done work for so many years. Tasha Stone being one of them, Magenta Pixie I can think of. There's a lot of them, in particular in this area. I did a wonderful couple of years of regular meditation with D. Taylor Mason, and in the last 3 months I have met amazing people who I connect with because we resonate. And that it is how it is, isn't it? You have to find who you resonate. I know a lot of people have problems with their family or spouses or all of that, and I suppose that is what it is all about, really. You know, to find your position, not anybody else's. For music, Lucinda Drayton. Every time I listen to her in the morning. I've listened to her many mornings, but this morning I listened to her in the garden. Break the Chain. Amazing, amazing song. I can't play it because otherwise Facebook will take it off again. I'm on MeWe, but I haven't got time to do it much. I do one live stream a week, which I really enjoy, but maybe I'll do more. I don't know. All our lives are changing. I work with the special needs and disabled and the elderly and so on, and under the present circumstances, this isn't going to happen. So we are all evolving, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. And no maske and namaste.